today we are talking about rebuilding yourself after years of rejection. So stay tuned. Hi, Ian. Good morning.
Hello, Shulai. Hello there.
Oh dear, you don't sound great.
No, I've been battling with food poisoning over the last few
Oh
days.
my God. Oh my God.
Hopefully, just take my first bit of treatment this morning. But
Oh
yeah,
dear.
nasty. Don't know where I got it, but
Oh.
yeah. So regular listeners are thinking, "Who's that with her this morning?" That's not Ian.
Doesn't sound like Ian, no.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't sound like me.
Well, we'll give you a bit of a rest and we'll talk about why we chosen today's topic. We're talking about rejection. And more importantly, rebuilding yourself after years of rejection. I really wanted to talk about this topic today because I see so many people around me holding themselves back, not taking the leap, as it's leap year today,
It is,
leap
yeah. It's
day
one of
of
those
the year.
leap day. Yeah.
Exactly. So, we're not taking the leap. We're not doing what we want to do in life. We are basically holding ourselves back. And one of the reasons why is because of rejection. Rejection year after year, rejection time after time. And it just occurred to me actually that, this is something that we are all experiencing without even realizing. When your little toddler starts to walk and talk and do things, what is the first thing you say to them? What's the very simple word you say to them?
When they start walking,
Yeah, well,
come to
walk
me.
in, talk. Well, no, not quite.
Oh, all right.
When they start to get a little bit curious, and when they
Yeah.
go to start emptying the cupboards, what is one thing that we say to them? No.
No. Yeah.
And then without even realizing, we just keep saying no, 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 no to
No, don't
everything.
do that. Yeah,
And
that's
it's no
right. Yeah.
wonder we grow up as adults becoming saying yes to everything that we are asked to do, because God forbid if we say no, we feel bad. Why do we feel bad? Because we know what it feels like to hear the word no. Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting? That
It
just
is.
occurred to
Yes.
me
Yes.
that, we hear this word no, we keep saying no to everything in that age, and then it becomes like it becomes a scar, a little trauma in our heads without even realizing. Of course, there
Yeah.
are so many different ways of being rejected as well, and we're going to delve into it a little bit. But why do we hold ourselves back? That's what I really wanted to talk about today.
Yep. Sounds good. I think people can identify with that and
Yeah.
hopefully find a way forward today.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting that the people that my potential clients, people I work with, they hold themselves back because whether it's they're rejected by their parents, whatever the story is behind that, whether they're rejected by their teacher, even the simplest things at the time, we can take it so personally. I have an own rejection, if you like, a story of my own. When I was 6 years, I was born in January, and so when I would have started school, I don't know what year, 1980, when I was 7, because that's the year that we would start school in Turkey in those times. But my mom took me the September before to the school to get me to start school when I was just 6 and 9 months old. And basically they said no, because I have to wait till the next September, because I wasn't old enough yet. I hadn't turned 7.
Right.
And that at that age, that really, really hurt me. Because I had my heart set on it, and I even put the school uniform. I just went with all this enthusiasm, and I was rejected. And they said no.
You know what? I said, oh, great, I haven't got to go to school for another few months.
Well,
that's great.
Yeah. Any normal person not knowing would have exactly made that reaction, right? Another year to stay with your mom at home and do whatever you
great,
like.
love it.
Great, love it. But no, I took it the wrong way. Well, the wrong way in a way. And I even have a picture of me with dried tears on my face on the sofa. And I still have that picture to this day. And from
I
that
can
on,
understand it. I can understand what happened with you there
yeah, the
and how
disappointment.
disappointing you were because you were so psyched up to doing it. It was such a big thing that you wanted to do and it was taken away from you.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, understand.
At that point, though, I had decided when I do start school, I'm going to do my absolute best to be the best in everything, to do the best and to be the top of the class and whatever. And that's been a story that I kept telling myself from that moment onwards. And it has become true. It has become my story. I finished university at the top of the class. And every year I used to get certificates of high achievements and all this sort of stuff. But it's only like last year sometime I realized that this was a story that, there is this whole grip of everything. I must be the best. I have to do the best. And that kind of can work against you when you have to surrender to things and just let things
Yes.
be, not just have to be gripping onto them. And that's why my word of the year is surrender. It's just let things be as well, because I already am doing my best. I already am doing everything that I can, but some things are not in my control and I can let that go. So that was an interesting thing that I realized. And some of the people that I in my circle, in my community who are considering coaching, what they're doing is that they're hiding because they are afraid of being rejected again and again, because that has been a pattern in their life. And I can totally understand how painful the experiences potentially would have been, and having to live with that for all your life is also quite bad. But I guess you have a choice at this moment in time, knowing that you can either let the past experiences shape your life, or you could choose to just let it go and find ways to let it go even more and more every day, and just choose a different path. Choose a path that is free from this rejection. What you have perceived as rejection is sometimes, as we said, other people's reactions towards us isn't about us. Mostly it's about their own reflection to the outside world as well.
I think that's important. Yeah, I think that's important as well. Yeah, I mean, it's finding a reason to not let that rejection take control and be dominant, isn't it, really? I mean, why should it? It's easy to say. I can sit here and say, why should it stop me?
But
it's deeper rooted.
It is deeper, and you hit the nail on the head, as you always do, even at this
even a little bug raving around my stomach, I've hit the nail on the head. I wish I could hit the bacteria on the head.
I'm sure you will.
I hope so. Go on, what have I hit on the head?
Why you said you need to find a reason why it should no longer rule your life, and that's the thing. We all have a purpose in this life. We all have something to bring. There's a reason why we matter as a person in this world. And if other people are not able to see that, it doesn't matter. We need to be able to see that. We need to stand in our power to stand for it and just go for it. Yesterday I saw a post, someone who's being grateful for everyone who rejected her, because the first person who rejected me from the job, my boss who rejected me because I was promoted quicker than the person who has been there 20 years, and the person who rejected me because I had too many ideas and whatever. So many things that she listed, because of those rejections, she was able to carve her own path and create a life for herself where she was not feeling well as you are now, and she was able to just take a day off without having to ask or call in sick. And that is a big freedom, isn't it?
That is, yeah, that's great. That's a good story. I like that one.
Yeah. So and just before we finish off, I'm conscious of your well-being, and we can carry on this conversation because there's so much to cover in this. Is that there's one thing that also occurred to me: by not doing what you want to do in life, by not taking that leap, and by not taking the next step because you're too worried about rejection, what is it that you're doing really? You're rejecting yourself.
Yes, I'm going to say that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even saying that gives me goosebumps. You are literally rejecting yourself because other people have done it. And do you go and behave in the same way that other people behave towards you all the time? If you were really conscious of what you were doing, if somebody is unkind to you, do you go and be unkind to them, or do you just walk away? You know, it's to do with them and whatever. And every moment of every day, it becomes your choice how you then live your life from this moment onward. And if you continue to not take the leap, not take the actions that you want to take, and feel sitting feeling guilty about it, all you're really doing is you're rejecting yourself without realizing.
Well, that's good. Yeah. And you're kind of feeding, you're restricting yourself, aren't you? You're missing out, and you're feeding the past that you kind of don't want to be there in a way.
Well,
so
exactly. You're feeding the past, you're reliving the past because you're too focused on the past, and you're rejecting yourself and not giving yourself a chance. But also, you're also depriving people who could be getting your help, or the help that they could get.
True.
Can you imagine in that way? So you're not putting yourself out there in the world with your talents, with what you could give to this world. All you're doing is rejecting yourself and not giving people the chance who could benefit from your help. So I think we're going to leave it at this today.
Okay.
But there's so much more you can do to rebuild yourself. And next week, this is what we're going to cover. Next week, we're going to talk about how to really properly rebuild yourself after so much rejection. So I want to leave you with this thought. How much are you rejecting yourself because of the rejection that you've had so far in your life? And what is the next step for you? What can you do today to stop rejecting yourself and just take a leap towards your next step? Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I look forward to that, and I'm sure I'll be feeling much better and back to my normal self. And
hopefully, Ian. Yes.
Yes, I'll be rejecting this little bug thing. Yeah.
That is a good idea. That is definitely a good idea. And before you click off, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and make sure to leave a review on whatever platform you're listening to and watching this episode. And we'll see you again next week.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.